Hi, Max Brantley with the Arkansas Times on Tuesday, November the 28th. Let's start with football because that's the most important thing in Arkansas, isn't it? The University of Arkansas announced today that it had hired 2 outside consulting firms to help in the searches for 1, a new athletic director, and 2, a new Razorback football coach to replace the people who were fired, Jeff Long and Brett Bielema. Korn Ferries, the firm that will help with the athletic director's job, and DHR International will help interim athletic director Julie Cromer-Peoples find a new football coach. This ought to put to rest those who were afraid that the female athletic director was going to handle the football coaching search all on her own. Actually, one of the reasons you get these outside firms is they can do, as they say, vet potential candidates. That is, they can talk privately with people about terms, interest, and that sort of thing, and be exempt from the Freedom of Information Act. So that's part of the reason you get an outside consultant. A lot of people expect action on both these jobs by sometime next week. We shall see. Circuit Judge Tim Fox of Little Rock yesterday issued an interesting order in a long-running case over the state's discriminatory practices in issuing birth certificates. State law allowed assumption of parenthood to be given to opposite-sex couples when they were married, but not to same-sex couples. The U.S. Supreme Court said this was unconstitutional. The problem is that neither the legislature nor the Arkansas Supreme Court nor Attorney General Leslie Rutledge wants to be the one that will step forward and take responsibility for providing equal rights to same-sex parents. Judge Fox said the state Supreme Court ruling on this case was wrong. He apologized to same-sex couples for the failure of the state of Arkansas to give them equal treatment under the law. And he says if they don't get things fixed in a mediation between the Attorney General and the plaintiffs in this case by January 5th, he's going to shut the birth certificate system down. Judge Fox's ways have sometimes caused him trouble with the Supreme Court. I think he's right here, perhaps not on the law. He's certainly right on principle. Speaking of lawsuits and that were unsuccessful, Planned Parenthood of Arkansas got the news a few days ago that the state of Arkansas, again with finalization of an 8th Circuit Court of Appeal ruling, will stop allowing Medicaid money to be used to pay for poor women to get basic medical treatment from Planned Parenthood doctors. This is not about abortions, it's about family planning and other basic services. Asa Hutchinson ordered the money to be stopped because he doesn't like the fact that Planned Parenthood provides abortions. He also raised some dishonest reasons for stopping the money to Planned Parenthood here. It hadn't done anything unethical. It hadn't spent any money on abortions. It hadn't participated in tissue research. And as a matter of fact, nobody's found anything illegal about Planned Parenthood units elsewhere that have done some tissue research cooperation with scientific researchers. But nonetheless, the anti-abortion group stopped that money. Planned Parenthood may yet appeal to the U.S. Supreme Court. Last night on HBO, they unveiled a documentary film by the Renault brothers of Little Rock. It's called Meth Storm. It's about the effects of the huge influx of Mexican meth called ice into Arkansas, its damaging effects on people's health, and the general economic destruction that is being felt by rural communities in Arkansas. It's said to be a powerful documentary. It's still available on demand. You ought to watch it. It's not a pretty picture of Arkansas, but it's a real picture. Speaking of real pictures of Arkansas, it announced today Equal Justice Group, a civil rights group, has finished its lawsuit against the city of McCrory. McCrory tried to banish trailers that were worth less than $7,500. The lawsuit said that essentially banished poor people from the city of McCrory. I'm not so sure that wasn't the idea. McCrory's now repealed the ordinance, and they're going to pay some $20,000 in various settlements to make this lawsuit go away. Equal justice for poor people in McCrory, thanks to a federal court lawsuit. Today is Giving Tuesday. This is a day in which people are asked to put aside their Christmas shopping spree for a moment and think about philanthropic causes. Take a look at the Arkansas blog for a way to link to the Arkansas Nonprofit News Network. This is a nonprofit organization that does serious reporting on serious topics and distributes it through news media all over Arkansas. News media is being battered by the internet. There are fewer newspapers, smaller reporting staffs. This is one small way of doing more reporting on an important topic for people in Arkansas. It's a good thing to give to, but I have some other personal favorites. If that won't do you, if journalism isn't your thing, think about Lucy's Place or the ACLU or Planned Parenthood or the Arkansas Repertory Theater. Those are among my favorites. I'm resisting otherwise the Trump agenda. I hope you are too. I'm Max Brantley. I'll be back tomorrow.